Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have another crochet slash fashion related video, and also before we get started, I am filming at night, so if the lighting is kind of weird, I'm sorry. I hope it's not too bad, but yeah, that's why I'm wearing my pajamas. And also I don't have any makeup on, which is kind of feels strange because I usually always film in makeup, but you know what, it's okay to be barefaced sometimes. So anyway, today's video is looking at crochet in film and like TV shows. And so oftentimes characters in like TV shows and stuff are featured wearing crochet clothing, or there will be a like crochet piece featured in the show. And so I just found some of these instances, and so if you see me looking off screen anytime in this video, I'm just referencing my Pinterest board where I have all of these different pieces saved, and I'm also going to link that Pinterest board down below in the description in case you want to see it. So yeah, that's just what I'm looking at on my laptop. So without further ado, let's get started. Also, I'm going to put all the pieces up on screen so that you guys can see them. So the first show that we are starting out with is Wednesday. It came out on Netflix, I want to say like 1 to 2 years ago, and it's essentially following Wednesday Addams, and she has like these supernatural powers. It's focused around like the Addams family, which is created by Tim Burton and everything. So for my people who like kind of like magical stuff, maybe check out this show. But anyway, in the first season of the show, because there is only one season out, I think season 2 is supposed to come out this year, but she wears this really cool checkered crocheted vest. It's really oversized. The pattern is really cool because it has these like black stripes running through in between the checkers. I actually recreated this vest at one point. If I have a picture, I'll put it up, but I didn't really like the way that it turned out, so I don't have it with me right now. But yeah, it took me like 3 months to recreate because I really love this piece so much. If I could recreate it to have the fit that I wanted, I would. And then another crochet piece that we also see in Wednesday, because it wasn't just this one vest. And also, I'm not covering like knit pieces in this video, but if you want to see like a series on knit pieces, my voice, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. If you want to see like a series on knit pieces in film, let me know, because in Wednesday she also wore like this really cool knit vest. So anyway, moving on to the next thing in Wednesday is Wednesday and Enid wore these two snoods, and I'd actually never heard of a snood until I saw these before, so I think it's really cool. And I've seen some like patterns for these, so if you wanted to recreate them, I think it'd be really easy to recreate. Okay, moving on to our next show, and it is Never Have I Ever. This one is also on Netflix, I'm pretty sure, and I don't really know what other streaming platforms it's on, but Never Have I Ever, it's pretty like popular like teen rom-com thing, based on the main character whose name is Devi Vishwa Kumar. She's like an Indian American girl, and it just shows her like going through high school, you know, the ups and downs of that, making friends and whatnot. And so her two like best friends in the show are Eleanor and Fabiola. So Eleanor actually wears 2 crochet pieces that I've been able to find, and then they also have Davy in this like really cool crocheted sweater. So like yeah, Davy's crochet sweater is made out of a bunch of different squares. Like just looking at it, it looks like it would be something that is really labor intensive to make. It would take like a lot of time to make. So yeah, I really like this sweater, to be honest. Okay, moving on, we have Fabiola's, let me see, Fabiola, like I said, she wears 2 crochet tops. So the first one is like a granny square top. It's made out of like a bunch of squares, kind of like, you know, how Davy's sweater is made out of a bunch of squares. So just like looking at these pieces, one thing I keep thinking about is just like how long they would take to make. They all seem like super labor intensive, which is cool and everything, but like oftentimes crochet, obviously, or maybe it's not obvious, but crochet can only be made by hand, and a lot of times people are like buying crochet pieces from like for like 20 bucks or like 30 bucks, and if you know like how much work goes into it, like that's way too little. So that's sometimes like something I often worry about when I see these crochet pieces being worn, is like I know a lot of the time people are being underpaid, especially when you can get like crochet pieces from like Shein and fast fashion, and that's kind of why it like really rubs me the wrong way when, you know, I see fast fashion companies selling crochet, because I'm like, you are undervaluing the work. Like, the consumer usually doesn't realize how little they are paying, and so then when someone actually charges what they should charge for like a crochet sweater, like 100 or 200 bucks, the consumer is shocked, and it's due to these big bad corporations. Anyway, how did we get to capitalism? Okay, Eleanor's next top is this really pretty, like, oh my gosh, it's like this yellow ruffle top. Again, so time intensive, like so labor intensive, but so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. Like, I love the way it's styled. I love her earrings. Side note, I love Eleanor's fashion. Like, I've seen some more of like Eleanor's Wong's like fashion. Like, her stylist for the show, they did amazing. They outdid themselves. It is gorgeous. Like, she is a fashion icon. Okay, so moving on to the Summer I Turned Pretty. Oh my gosh, we love the Summer I Turned Pretty with Conrad and Jeremiah. Anyway, it follows the main character Belly and essentially her summer with the Fisher brothers. So it goes like kind of like it's a childhood best friend to lovers trope. Like, I feel like this one's pretty popular. You've probably heard of it. But yeah, it's a little teen summer romance type of thing. I think the show is on Amazon Prime. There are 2 seasons out. I think the 3rd season is coming out this year or next year. I actually don't remember. But Belly wears this super cute granny square flower top with these buttons on the front. It's blue, yellow, and white. And yeah, she wears it. I watched the show, but I really don't remember what the context was when she was wearing it. I think it was in season 1 that she wore this top, but I could be wrong. Feel free to fact check me. But yeah, this is made out of squares. It looks like a granny square, but with like a flower center. So like, here's a little granny square I have, but the center is like a flower instead. Something like that. There's a lot of granny squares in this thing. It would take a really long time to make. Okay, so the next piece we have is this little like beachy heart top, which was worn by Emily from like Emily in Paris, which is essentially about Emily in Paris. I haven't watched it, so I really don't know much further than that. But yeah, it's like kind of like a mesh moment. It's got this like metallic look to it. It's got all of these like individual crocheted hearts that are like hanging off the top. Anyway, I really like this design. I think it's really unique. I think it's a major slay. So yeah, I really don't have much to say about this one, but you know, we love to see it. Okay, so moving away from clothing pieces in film really quickly, we are hopping over to yet another really popular show, Euphoria. I haven't watched Euphoria. Like, I maybe watched 5 minutes of the first episode and it wasn't for me. I think this show is on HBO Max. But anyway, so there's a crochet piece which I've actually seen someone recreate it. It's this blanket that they have. So some of the pictures I'm showing of this blanket are actually recreations of the blanket in the show, not like the original blanket. For instance, I know Ikushin in one of her film recreations videos, she made this blanket. And I honestly, so much respect for people who crochet blankets, because personally I can't be asked. Like, I don't think I would finish it. It's just so much work, especially if it's made from squares, because I'm making a granny square sweater. You can like see the squares there, and I have to make 56. I'm on 30 something. I started this in like April or May, and basically a blanket would need like double that amount, and the squares have to be connected. So people who like crochet blankets, like, so much respect. And also, like, don't undercharge for them. babe, like, don't undercharge if you sell them, please. It breaks my heart when I see crochet artists undercharging, because like no one's gonna get used to how much it should really cost if Shein and you are ripping off people, you know? Like, you're ripping off yourselves, you're ripping off the labor that you're doing. I said we were done with Never Have I Ever, but I just realized we're not done with Never Have I Ever. We have our icon Eleanor Wong, and she is wearing this really cool crocheted sweater. It looks like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on here. It's like got the black and white stripes on the arm, then it's got the blue cuffs, and it's got what kind of looks like granny stitch on some of the body of the top, and then it's got the orange collar, and then it's got the starburst granny squares along the bottom. It's just so much. It's so much, but you know what? I think Eleanor slays it, like, as she does. Her outfits are amazing. Like, I like this sweater so much. Would I wear it? No. My hair's kind of annoying me, guys. Please, please. It's not doing what I want it to do. Anyway, moving on to Heartbreak High. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's very colorful and it's very loud, and so I don't know if I would wear it because of that, but it is, she's slaying. Like, Your Honor, she's slaying. It's this granny square vest. It's mainly in this like sky blue, like I said, really bright colors. 4 squares on the front, I'm assuming 4 granny squares on the back, and then it's all just like crocheted together, and then it's got like the bottom trim around the armholes, trim around the neck holes, ribbing, and yeah, the makeup, the jewelry, the hair, the pink top underneath, like that collar, it's so like long and pointy. Like, I've never seen a collared top like that before. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we have another blanket, and this blanket is from Gone with the Wind. I couldn't find like a lot of pictures of this one, if I'm gonna be real with you, but I really like the colors. It's very much giving full, it's giving like it's warm, it's cozy. That's the vibe I'm getting from this blanket. So yeah. Okay, we have got another blanket pattern. This one is from Stranger Things, and it looks like, in fact, I know for sure it is a granny square blanket. What colors is it? It's black, red, and white, and I can just see like it's rows of granny stitch. It's granny stitch. It's like a granny square, but like we continue doing these rows until we get the size of a blanket. So it just seems like it's an endless amount of rows of like granny square rows until we get to the size of a blanket, but we're changing colors every 3 rows. I feel like maybe I could make this type of a blanket because yeah, the individual granny square blankets, they're really intimidating, like I already said, but I think maybe I could make this type of blanket, especially if I use the same color, because then no color changes and it's super repetitive. But anyway, that is all the little like instances of crochet and film that I have for this video. If you guys have any like cool instances of seeing like crochet or like even knit and film and you want to let me know, then I always like am interested to see where they like sneak in a bit of fiber art into films. I just always hope, like I said, that the pieces are sustainably sourced, people are being paid their money's worth, and I beg of you, do not buy crocheted clothes off Shein. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, please like it. If you want to see me again, maybe subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.